Hello and welcome. We are going to use the Limerand fairy tale deck today to take a look at what your fairy tale is. Um, it's a spread that is actually particular to this deck that I will be using just as something kind of different and fun. It's essentially a love reading. It's a, your future person reading, but we will take a little bit more fun um, take on it. Yeah, I can feel that Mercury retrograde still kind of affecting my speech a little bit. I was recording less due to that with Mercury retrograde. And I was noticing it affecting other tarot readers as well. But we're gonna record this and we're gonna get through it and it's going to be great. So I'm going to have 4 piles for you. Pile number 1, you are this rose quartz. These are my biggest crystals, by the way. You are this piece of rose quartz. With card number 14, happiness. And we'll get into the meanings of the cards too. I was intending for them to have a particular message for each of you. So that's pile number 1. Pile number 2, you are this piece of amethyst. I love this piece. I love how shiny it is. Excuse me. And you are card number 32 with spiritual insight. Pile 3, you are going to be this piece of smoky quartz. A little cat hair on it. I'm sorry about that. I have 3 house goblins and they explore everything, including my crystals. And then you are also going to be card number 28 with rhythm. And then pile number 4, you are going to be this clear quartz. It also has a bunch of it's just very involved. It's a very involved piece. And you are card number 11, dreaming. Very involved card to go with a very involved piece. Okay. So, take however much time you need to pick. You can do it by the image on the card, the word, the what it says underneath, the crystal, the number on the card, the timestamp even. And when you're ready, go ahead and click on over and I'll see you there. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose the happiness card or you resonated with this rose quartz here, then this is your pile. I feel like most of you know what rose quartz is. It's a love crystal, whether it be romantic love, self-love. You can even use it for friendship or familial love. Your card here says joy of life, so it doesn't really surprise me that I felt like pairing that crystal with this card. You are probably someone who doesn't really mind being single. I'm getting that vibe from you, that being single really doesn't bother you. It doesn't make you feel lack or anything like that, which is a very healthy place to be. Also, the vines on her dress are really sticking out to me. So let's go ahead and read what the book has to say, and then we will start shuffling and get into your tarot. All right. So hold it out while I'm reading in case you want to take screenshots of what it says. The enigmatic hare comes dancing into your life, calling you to remember your true, wild, happy nature. The goddess Astra skips into your life with her totem hare. She is the goddess of fertility and possibility. Hare embodies the female spirit of the land, intuitive, wild, and free. She is urging you to remember your inner wild spirit. Remember the joy of life you had as a child when each new day bubbled over with excitement and new discoveries. Astra calls you to reconnect with the land, to resonate with the changing of the seasons. If you can, get out into nature. Listen to the birds singing, hug a tree. Hang a tree. Oh my God. Hug a tree and feel its life force. Marvel at the beauty of it all and let a sense of wonder grow inside you. Breathe deeply, filling your body with joy and happiness. It is time to brush away the dust that has been fogging your senses and come alive to the joy of life. It is a precious gift to be treasured, loved, and experienced to the full. Astra speaks to you of fitness, vitality, and creativity. Now is the time for new creative ways of thinking. Let go of old tired constraints and embrace new ways of being. Start a new exercise regime. Dance. Take cold showers to stimulate and refresh your system. Make time for journaling. Begin a craft or art project. Try something new. Just as the hare darts this way and that, so too you can change and do things differently. Experience life in a new way. Feel the wildness in your soul. Respond to Astra's call. Be playful and creative in your dealing with life's challenges, and happiness will be your reward. Affirmation. I embrace the joy of life. I make time for activities that will enrich my life and bring me happiness. Okay. So definitely, even if you're not someone who enjoys being single necessarily, though I feel like most of you, this is just kind of your energy. Some of you, you're being urged to enjoy being single more, just so it's easier to bring in the person. Healthy ideas of how to bring love towards you typically involve being happy in your own energy, being happy with the now, and making sure that you are improving yourself, not to necessarily draw in a particular person, but really like, would you date you kind of thing. Would you date you? And if there's certain things about you that you feel like need to be improved upon, go ahead and work on those things, or work on bringing more joy into your life. I feel like for a lot of you, if anything, it's reconnecting with nature and that inner child. If anything. I just heard the word rigid, so maybe a couple of you are a little rigid, and you're being asked at this time to go ahead and let go, play a little bit more in order to bring love in. Some of you, it could be that you are a workaholic, and maybe that's the reason you're okay being single. But I'm sorry, I'm burping a lot. This only happens when I'm doing these readings. There's another reader that this happens to her, and that's the only reason I know what it is. It's apparently I'm speaking some truth. I'm calling somebody out. But yeah, so most of you are okay and fine being single, and a couple of you are being called out. All right. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what it has to say. So the spread I'm going to be using is going to be a bit unfamiliar to most of you. It's going to be 12 cards total. Okay, it's going to really look like a big boy. Hopefully it will all fit in here. The cards are small, so I have faith that they will, but let's go ahead and get started. If I have room, I will bring this back into view. Or actually, that must have been why I left that space there. When you get into doing things like mysticism, tarot, palm reading, or just like things that involve a lot of intuitive nature, you will notice that you do little things, not really sure why you do them until it makes itself apparent to you. All right, Spirit. What cards represent pile 1, please? Oh, Jesus. You're going to give me all 4 at one time? Okay, that's fine, I guess. So these cards are a bit different. They don't have the same meanings as the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. Also, reversals are not interpreted the same way. Reversals are interpreted not as the opposite, but more as, okay, I already see how I'm going to have to lay this out. Not as the opposite, but more as, it shows me the direction that energies are going, kind of thing. It'll make more sense when we get into the reading. Okay, Spirit, and what cards represent pile 2's person? I feel like those are the traits. And then the person themselves, please, Spirit. One card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. Oh, let's see. Do this and this. Because you are pile 1, you are the guinea pig. Okay. That's not centered. Okay, so what we'll do then, instead of having it all out at once, we'll have you, your person, and then I'll push those so that I can do the third portion of the spread. Cool? Cool. All right. So major numbers that we have here, we have number 24, 30, 22, 18. We have card number 12, 11, 9, and 27. I feel like there's a lot of 2s and 1s. So you could be 21, your person could be 21, someone's birthday could be on the 21st. Someone could be born in December. You could meet your person in December. Just some errant thoughts I'm having on that. Okay. So you're being represented largely by the heart card. Okay. You were either in a connection right now that you feel good about. You're either in a connection that you feel good about, or you have a romantic interest that you feel good about. And that may have been why, for most of you, I was getting a unbothered energy. Because you already feel good about whatever you're doing at this time. Or in general, you're just optimistic about love. But heart is really about heart-centered relationship dynamics, particularly romantic ones, but they don't have to be. But yeah, no one here is in a relationship that they feel obligated to be in. No one here. So what is interesting is, so this card represents you. And these are the strengths and weaknesses that you will bring to the dynamic of your happily ever after. So we have crossroads, dog, and lilies. For those of you that are already in this connection, this was a connection you very consciously chose. You consciously chose this connection. Whether it be that you chose this person over a different person, whether it be that, okay, for those of you who are single and who are unbothered being single, you're good with that. You don't have to be in a connection. That is part of the choice that you made regarding this connection, is that you're not the kind of person to just fall in love. Like, you don't do that. You don't just whoopsie daisy into relationships, okay? You consciously choose your partners. You're also very loyal. That's what the dog represents. You're very, very loyal. Maybe to your own detriment, because in this card talks about someone who was loyal even when other people had kind of threw them under the bus. Or being loyal to someone even when it's not the popular opinion of others. You still stick by that person. You are ridiculously loyal. Okay. This could be someone that a lot of people are telling you not to go towards. And you're like, no, I choose this person. I want this person, right? Or if you haven't met this person yet, again, when you do choose this person, it's going to be very heart-centered. It's going to be a conscious choice of love. And you're going to choose them even if they fall out of favor with other people. The other thing that I'm seeing here with the Lily card is contentment. And this is what's really speaking to my singles, okay? That sense of contently waiting for the thing to happen, all right? So, this more or less describes you. And if this resonates with, like, if this sounds like you or sounds like the kind of person you are, this is definitely your pile. And we will get over to your person. Okay. Your person's essence, I'm going to say, is shown by birds. So your person is someone who is very social. But a lot of people have opinions about them. Either they have a lot of opinions about other people, like they like to gossip perhaps, or a lot of people have opinions about them. I'm going to lean towards a lot of people have opinions about them. This is not someone that just blends into the background. Okay, this is not someone who is one of 50 people. This is not your average Joe or Jane. People have opinions about this person, good and bad. Okay. Especially like connecting the meaning between birds and dog. Because again, the story behind this card is this dog chooses their friend even when everyone else is telling them not to choose them. Okay. Here, birds represents miscommunication and having like too many opinions in a matter. So yeah, there's a lot of opinions about your person. They're a very talked about subject. And then this represents more or less their traits. So it's interesting that we have both whip and bouquet, because whip is anger and bouquet is happiness. And then letter is message. I feel like this is someone who maybe is still learning to communicate properly. And that's kind of what causes a lot of opinions about them. And if you're going towards someone with a very open heart, you can see when they're doing something out of ignorance, not knowing any better. They still have certain things to learn. They're still trying to grow and develop versus being malicious or not being self-aware. I feel like your person is self-aware. Because the bouquet is in the center, I feel like your person tries really, really hard to be a happy person. I feel like your person tries really hard to be a happy person. They try really hard to create their own happiness, to work with what they have, to be content. They try really, really hard to go in that particular direction. However, they do have a temper. They do have an anger problem, or they have anger that they haven't yet dealt with. The other thing too with the letter is literally talking about nonverbal communication. It's nonverbal. So that also tells me that your person is potentially non-confrontational, and it's because they have this anger and they know it's not the healthiest thing in the world. This actually makes a lot of sense now that I'm looking at it. So yeah, your person's definitely not a bad person. They try to be happy. They're self-aware. They even try to make the best of the fact that a lot of people have a lot to say about them. Like, that takes, honestly, an insane amount of maturity to know that people have opinions about you, know that people have maybe not the best opinions about you, and you try to be happy and make the best of shit anyway. And I mean, of course, they're going to be angry. Of course, they're going to be angry, especially if people treat them unfairly, right? And you are heart-centered. At least by the time you meet each other, you're going to be very heart-centered. You're going to be very loyal to this person. You're going to consciously choose this person. I also feel like with this crossroads card, you might, when you finally meet this person, you might know this person for a while before you make a decision to be with this person. I feel like at first you're going to be swayed by the opinions of others, but you're going to have a chance to get to know this person for yourself. And once you do, you're going to realize that other people's opinions are basically bullshit. And in that time, while you're getting to know this person, you are learning contentment, you are learning joy, and you're just doing you. Okay? So you. That's the person. And now we're going to move these over here. And these over here. Cool. And now we're going to ask spirits about where you meet this person. Okay? Spirit, where do we meet? Where does pile 1 meet their person, please? Okay. Gonna take that as the center card. One more card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Oh. This shows the gentleman right here. Okay. So for other numbers, if these numbers matter at all for you, we have 32, we have 36, 7, and 28. Because this card is sitting on this side, the side of your person, if your person's a male, if you are attracted to men, the person might be 28 when you meet them. So, Moon in this deck represents repetitive cycles. I'm also really noticing how it's nighttime and there is, well, a moon there. So, repetitive cycles. So, you could meet this person in a place that you habitually go. Moon is also about timing. So, this could be somewhere that you go not only on a constant basis, but you have to be there at a particular time. So, it could be work, it could be school, it could be, I got therapy for a couple of you, like if you go to group therapy or something like that, volunteering, something that is on a schedule. I feel like is where you're going to meet this person. We have snake, and then we have cross. Could be church for some of you. However, cross talks about burdens. Snake talks about deceit. And then the gentleman, there's two gentleman cards and two lady cards. This particular card is the prince. So he's in a higher status. This person could have a higher status than you. This could very well be your job where you meet this person. School, I mean, if they're like farther along in their education than you are. A couple of you, it could be a young teacher. Or a teacher like, near your age, or maybe not near your age. I'm not here to judge. God, with the cross card though, I feel like this is a place that you habitually go, that you, unless you hate your major, I don't think it's school for very many of you. I feel like this is like a job, or it's like group therapy, or some volunteer work that you feel obligated to do. And yeah, one of the things that you are to be made aware of about this place and the snake card, like literally, if we look at it diagonally, if we look diagonally, the snake is literally sitting between the loyal dog and the gentleman. Literally. So there's possibly a lot of untrustworthy people at this place. So yeah, that's a job. That is, it could be there. God, I don't want to say anyone in therapy is like not trustworthy. That sounds awfully, well, it sounds awfully mean to say anyone is untrustworthy, but wherever this is that you meet this person, I feel like you're going to feel, I just heard in the pit of your stomach. You're going to feel in the pit of your stomach when you interact with various people that you don't know that you want to be sharing a lot of your own life details with them. You're going to feel it. You're going to know. And that's how you'll know that you're at the place where you meet this person. All right. So that is all I have for you, pile one. Thank you for letting me read your cards for you. I do offer personal readings, just a DM away, and I definitely upload at least once a month. I am trying to upload more frequently for the non-zodiac reads, just because I do enjoy doing this, but then I also have my 9 to 5 because it has to pay my bills. But yeah, this was a joy for me to read. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye. Hi, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you resonated with the Amethyst here and the Spiritual Insight card, then this is definitely your reading. So right off the bat, so this card actually shows the triple goddess. Okay. So, you're probably someone who resonates with mysticism, or maybe you worship the goddess pretty strongly, or multiple goddesses. Maybe you identify with being a witch, but this is the card. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to read from the book. It also says sacredness. This is a beautiful card. It's one of my favorites out of that deck. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to show the page to the book when I get to it. Show the page to the book. Show the page to the camera when I get to it. And we'll also read it. But that way, if you want to take any pictures, you can go ahead and do that. All right, card number 32. Spiritual Insight. Goddess comes to you in her 3 aspects, maiden, mother, and crown. The maiden goddess, Bridget, brings sparkles of inspiration, optimism. Boan, the mother goddess, brings spiritual insight and creativity. Sedwin, the crown goddess, stirs the cauldron of transformation and brings inner wisdom. As one, the 3 goddesses call you to connect to your source. They speak of the mysteries of the unknown and encourage you to make time to be open to sacredness in your life. Perhaps you might make small rituals to connect with the phases of the moon or create a seasonal altar. Your acts of dedication may be small, but they will be like a gateway for sacredness to flow into your life. You may begin to understand with your heart and soul rather than your mind. If you can spend time in nature, especially at dawn and dusk, these are the liminal times when senses are heightened and goddesses can be felt more keenly. At night, commune with the moon and feel her energy as she reflects the goddess cycle, waxing as maiden, full as mother, and waning as crown. Goddess encourages you to let your creativity flow. Write stories and poems, journal, draw, paint, sing, dance, cook, or sew. Dedicate your creativity to her, and she will clear your mind and open your heart and bless you with spiritual insight. I allow space in my life for divinity to flow. So I got a weird thought as I was reading. Bear with me on this. A couple of you perhaps became introduced to the idea of the moon cycles due to the fact that you don't bleed like everyone else you know. You'll understand that message if it's for you. Some of you have what is called a purple cycle, which just go ahead and Google purple cycle if you feel called to. I don't know if explaining it is going to get me in trouble. Actually, no, fuck it. Purple cycle. So typically, it's thought that most women sync their body cycle syncs with the moon, and that they ovulate during the new moon. Have a period on the full moon. They get ready to have a period during I wanted to say getting ready to have a period during the waning moon, and then I doubted myself for a second. And then they start to get their energy again during the waxing. No, that's opposite. That's super embarrassing. Give me 1 second. Okay, so when you bleed on the full moon, that is a red cycle. When you bleed on the new moon, that is a white cycle. When you bleed when the moon is waning, that's a purple cycle. And when you bleed when the moon is waxing, that is a pink cycle. So you might have a pink or a purple cycle. That was a weird thing that I thought about while I was reading. That may resonate with you. It's not weird. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. It just means that your pathway is different. When we bleed is kind of an indicator of what's going on in our life at that time. There's a plethora of research on it. Definitely Google it or YouTube it, but yeah, it's a very it's an interesting subject for sure. Okay, so periods aside, let's go ahead and get shuffling. So the way that I had to do this is a 12 card read, and despite how small these cards are, my camera space isn't very large. So we're going to do part of the spread, and then I will have to move those aside and do the rest of the spread. So let's go ahead and get shuffling for you. All right. Spirit, what cards represent pile number 2, please? Spirit, what cards represent pile number 2? Okay. So this is you. Also, if you are not familiar with Lenormand decks, they're not interpreted the same way as the Rider-Waite Tarot. So, thank you. I was a little afraid that was gonna like fling into my candle. Sure, why not? Okay. Interesting. And then pile 2's person, please. Okay. All right. So the card that mostly represents you and your essence is going to be house. Also for numbers, we have 4, 25, 26, 14, 7. I think it's interesting that these came out together when 14 is 7 doubled. And then we have 35, 8, 31, and 30. I feel like either you are in your mid-20s or you are an age with a 4 in it, either right now or when you meet your person. And your person is likely in their 30s, just with how many of these we have, plus 35 simplifies into 8, with numerology at least. Okay, so also August could be a thing. All right. So yeah, the card that represents your essence is house. So house is domesticality. So either you are someone who mostly stays in the house, you could be an introvert, you could be someone that just likes to do house things like dinner parties, quiet activities in the home, things like that. You are a housey person, okay? The things you are going to bring to your partnership, because that's what these cards represent. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look great. I feel like pile two, this is not the kind of thing that I intended to interpret, but here we are. Pile two, based on these cards, your person that you believe is your happily ever after is potentially not. Potentially this person is very much marriage number one. Because we have the ring, which ring is obligations and contracts. We have the book, which is secrets. And then we have the fox and the snake coming out together. And when these cards come out together, it tells me that there is deceit and trickery. But it's not meant to be malicious. It's meant for survival, essentially. That you feel the need to be deceitful for the sake of your survival. Or maybe you're currently in a marriage that is not happy and you're having an affair. Which if that's the case, I mean, I don't judge that stuff at all. We end up in situations that we end up in because we make decisions based on the information we had, and it's typically the best decision we could have made at that moment with the information that we had. So yeah, either you are unhappy and you think this is your forever person, but they're not, or you are already in a marriage that you are unhappy with, and this is your next person. The House card and the Triple Goddess card makes more sense in conjunction than a lot of people would assume, simply because a lot of witchcraft is done in the home. Okay? This is something that definitely back in the day had to be done in secret. And even now, depending on your place where you are in the world and your environment, it still has to be done in secret. I am fortunate enough to live in a place where there are other people that I know who practice, and we can just talk about it in public. It's not even an issue. So yeah, you're definitely being called to step into your power because you were super unhappy. I just had a feeling of I just felt my seat. I'm sitting down on my couch and I just felt as though I wasn't sitting on anything at all. Yeah, like I have a very unsteady feeling. I feel a little on edge. You might feel very on edge in your home. And if you're in a situation that is harmful in any way, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, sexual, financial, if it's harmful in any way, um, I really, really feel for you, and I really want you to do what you need to do to get out of that situation. No one deserves to feel unsteady and unsafe in their own home. Yeah, I feel like for most of you, you're currently in a bad situation when you meet this person. Um, wow. Sorry, I'm just really sitting with your energy right now. I feel like some of you that are here watching this reading, you're watching this reading because you just kind of need something to hold on to. That's what I feel. I feel like a lot of you are watching this really needing just something to hold on to. So I will go ahead and I will give you that thing to hold on to. I will tell you about your person and where you will meet them. I do want to stress, however, as tempting as it is to have someone come in and save you, it is generally not a good idea. We are not usually making decisions from the best place when we are already in a bad place. Okay? We generally, wow, my ring finger just started twitching. Yeah, this is a really empty energy. I'm so sorry that this is your situation right now. I really, really feel for you because, like, my last relationship, I literally felt crazy. I had to leave, no matter what that meant. So I really, really feel for you, and I really want you to seek safety. But let me go ahead and tell you about the next person. Okay? Okay. So your next person, their essence is being represented by the anchor. It does not really matter that the card is reversed. It just shows the flow of energy and stuff. So your person is very, very grounded. Ironically, your person might also do something where they work on the water. I actually I looked at the anchor and I immediately thought of a sailor. So your person might be in your next person might be in the Navy. They might work on the water. The Sun card and the Coffin card, when I saw both of these cards, they both made me think of a person with a nocturnal schedule. So this person could work nights, they could work late into the night a lot of the time, and they just tend to sleep more during the day. The Sun card also means opportunity and happiness. And then Lilies is contentment. So this person is stable, they are happy, they are very contented. They're kind of a ray of sunshine. Like, to be honest, especially with this ray, like, just pouring in. Um, this is someone who will happily hold your hand while you heal. And I really love that for you. Because often it is difficult to, when we're in the midst of healing, especially healing very extreme trauma, which is what I feel like a lot of you will be doing when you get out of this situation. Not if, when. When you get out. It is usually very difficult to find someone who will hold our hand while we heal, because usually when we're healing, when we're in the middle of it, we often embody a person that we don't know, and it's just because we're trying to unlearn unhealthy coping mechanisms. We're trying to unlearn unhealthy thinking patterns, and it's honestly sheer chaos when we're healing. It is sheer absolute chaos, both internally and externally. And yeah, like I really, especially like seeing him like literally holding her hand and then this ray of light onto her on the coffin, especially if you resonate as a feminine and you are attracted to masculines. Yeah, this person will literally happily hold your hand while you heal and figure your shit out. They will be kind to you. They will be very stable and grounded. I am very happy that this is your next person. I am very, very happy that this is your next person. So let's go ahead and see where you will meet this person. So we're going to move all this over to the side. Okay. Spirit, where will pile 2 meet their person, please? Thank you. Where will pile 2 meet their person? Wow. Okay. So, whip, being the essence of the place, represents anger. I'm also kind of viewing it as hard work, which is weird. I normally don't interpret that card that way, but I am. I'm viewing it as hard work. Bear is maternal instinct. Heart is love. Heart-centered love. Literally the opposite of the ring card. And then the lady, this is actually Cinderella specifically. But the lady in her peasant form. Okay, so most likely, I feel like this is practically telling you that you're going to move in with your mother and meet this person. Maybe not all of you, but I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to move in with a friend. I'm just getting that really, really strongly with this bear card. You're going to move in with, like, whether it be a friend, a family member, someone who has a maternal energy. And you're probably going to start working. And you'll meet this person. I literally keep hearing maid. Like, I keep hearing maid. So some of you might get a job as a maid and you might meet this person. You know, if your person's a sailor, they might have certain ports that they consistently come to for their job, just as a possibility. And maybe, like they check into a hotel or a motel and you're working at that hotel or motel and like you're always there because you work there. And they're always there because they check in there and like you get to know this person. That's a possibility. Maybe some of you will meet this person in anger management. Jesus. That's don't discount that as a possibility. I left a relationship that was super toxic, and I was a very, very scared person when I left. And underneath that was actually a lot of rage. So much rage. It was horrible. So if you think you won't need anger management, you might need anger management after a toxic situation. I'm not laughing at you. I'm so sorry. That's terribly inappropriate. I am not laughing at you. I'm laughing at my past rage because it was off the charts. It was ridiculous. I am not normally an angry person, but people were literally afraid of me that had no business being afraid of me because they were bigger than me. It was ridiculous. So you might meet this person in anger management. You might meet them at a job where you take on domestic duties. And actually, that would make a lot of sense if you are used to being a house wife, or in some cases, a house husband. Like, if that's what you're used to, then that's what you're going to be good at. And that's the kind of work you're going to be able to offer. I feel like wherever you are, that the place that you are when you meet this person, it's a safe place. You feel safe. You feel loved, okay? Especially with the heart and the bear here, okay? The bear tells the story of basically a single mom and her two daughters, and they just kind of taken this bear. Just taken a bear. And everyone is like, "You're crazy. Why are you taking in a bear?" And she's like, "Bear gonna protect my daughters." And what happens? The bear protects her daughters, and then what happens? The bear turns into a prince and marries one of the daughters. It's fucking crazy. You might be someone that at your core really believes in fairy tales and magic, and maybe that's why you're watching these reads, because you just need something to believe in. And you know you need something to believe in. So that's what I'm gonna give you. You have something to believe in now. Okay? You have a sailor bear prince to believe in. Okay? That's what you have. I feel like that sounds great to a lot of you. That sounds great to me. So, um, but yeah, I feel like it's gonna be after you leave this situation, while you are in a safer place where you feel loved, you feel cared for, and working very, very hard. And then you're gonna meet this person. Yeah, the energy of this read just became super, super light. So I don't know if like I just brought you a lot of hope. I hope I did. But yeah, the energy of this read like suddenly became super, super light. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm glad it's here. Um, I so wish I had more answers for you, pile two, but I feel like you got this. You just needed something. But you got this, okay? You can improve your situation. You don't have to stay in a bad situation, clearly. So, pile two, that is all I have for you. Thank you for coming to your reading, and thank you for letting me read your cards. I know it was heavy there in the beginning, but thank you for letting me read them anyway. I enjoy giving people help and hope, okay? So, thank you. I do offer personal readings, just a DM away. But other than that, I will see you again soon. Be safe, be good, and love and light to you. Bye. pile 3 and welcome to your reading. If you pick the Smoky Quartz here and the rhythm card, number 28, tune into the natural rhythm of life. So I had a weird thought as I was putting these two items together to start your read off. I feel like you are potentially someone who has already integrated your shadow. You've already integrated your shadow. You fully know yourself. And you're very okay with those aspects of yourself, and you should be, okay? Also, Smoky Quartz is a stone of protection. So yeah, I feel like you're definitely someone who is in tune with light and dark, and you're perfectly okay with it because you know that it's not anything to be seriously worried about. Okay? So, we're going to go ahead and read what the book has to say about this card because this is a pretty new deck for me. I will show this to the camera as I am reading. Okay. Alrighty. Rhythm pulses through all life with a tune that tells of all that has been and all that will come. In the tune there are pauses when the world stays silent and listens for the one who is ready to send a message. If you are searching for something right now, perhaps it is time to send out a call to Goddess. Be sure you are ready to listen to her answer. She speaks to you in many ways, especially through the natural world. She may send a sign or message in a golden sunset, a beautiful rainbow, in the whisper of the moon, or carried with one of her messenger creatures. She is ready to hear your raw, authentic voice through the rhythm of your being. Take time to tune into yourself and sense the rhythm of the world around you. Sit still and feel your pulse. Be open and receptive to the natural world and be prepared to listen with your whole body. Connect with the cycle of the moon and feel her pull and sigh as she waxes and wanes. When you connect with Goddess through the natural world, Goddess will connect with you. You will call and she will respond. She will call and you will respond. Your messages will be sent as surely as your heart beats, and an answer will be given as certainly as the wind blows. In the tune of the universe, you are a beat, and without your beat, the perfect rhythm would be lost. Do not be afraid to beat your drums so that it can be heard. It is time to play your part in the cosmic orchestra. Affirmation, I am a vital part of all creation. Okay, so as I was reading that, a few different things came into my mind. You could be a performer or someone who maybe something that involves performance is a hobby. So you could be like a musician, you could be in theater, you could do poetry performances. Another thing that came to mind, and this could be a confirmation if you identify with this, you could belong to the LGBTQ community. I just had an image of the whole rainbow flag. So you could be part of that community if you are, and you want it. That could be a piece of confirmation for you that this is in fact your pile. You could also be non-binary. That just came to me. But let's go ahead and I'm just gonna put it out there that so a lot of tarot decks depict heteronormativity. Okay. And just because a specific pronoun is used during a reading, especially general readings, because you're connecting with a lot of different energy, it doesn't mean it doesn't apply to you. Essentially, as a reader, and I feel like I speak for a lot of different readers when I say this, I've never seen a reader that is judgmental. I have never seen a reader that is exclusive. The language that we use is the language that we are being handed. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean you. It absolutely means you as well. You are a part of this community, and our language is just trying to catch up. We are the ones who are slightly behind, not you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who that was for, but that I'm not gonna lie. I'm at this point in time when I'm recording this, I am new to doing general readings like this, where I'm not rushing through it. Because on TikTok, you kind of rush through them a little bit. On YouTube, I can take my time, and that's why I prefer it. I'm also not used to giving general readings. I'm more used to giving one-to-one readings. And with most of my one-to-one readings, I know the person, so it's not a cold read. So a lot of channeling, if I'm doing it, it doesn't feel like channeling. That is the first time I've ever given a message that felt like channeling. So whoever that was for, I really hope that was helpful to you. I really hope that was something you needed to hear. Because Spirit felt like it needed to be said. Now then, let's go ahead and go forth with the reading. That was new and interesting. Alrighty, so this deck is not like the normal Rider-Waite Tarot. The cards do not have the same meanings, and reversals aren't meant to be interpreted as the opposite. So let's go ahead and see the cards that represent you. I'll move that more into view in a second. All right. Okay. And then for your person, I saw this lady and I thought to myself, I wonder if Spirit's gonna have me pull the other lady. You are definitely LGBTQ. Or someone here is. Spirit. Child. Interesting. Okay. There are only women pictured here. So, the first thing I'm going to say, is that, okay, just kind of glancing at these two cards and the fact that they're touching and the fact that they are, one is facing upright and one's facing upside down, which in essence does not actually mean much for this deck. However, I'm just kind of looking. I feel like you're going to feel like you and your person are fucking opposites, at least on a surface level. Like maybe you dress opposite of each other, like one of you is Wednesday and then the other one is, God, what was her name? She was super happy and peppy. The pastel werewolf, her. One of you is Wednesday, the other one is a pastel werewolf, okay? Um, very surface level opposite. All right. Um, so your essence is being displayed with the Crossroads card. So either you are someone who recently made a lot of changes in your life, or you're a super indecisive person. You know, like a Pisces or something. Uh, that card does not necessarily mean Pisces. I'm just kind of like picking on my own sign. So yeah, I feel like you're someone who maybe you often have to make large decisions, but I feel like you can be a little indecisive. Or you have a super dualistic nature. You have a super dualistic nature. Excuse me. Which we saw that earlier. I did say earlier that I felt like a lot of you like were in tune with both your shadow and your light, and you were very okay with that. So yeah, I'm gonna say maybe you have a super dualistic nature. And then the clover cards, the clover card is about serendipity. The bear card is kind of that maternal instinct, and then the lady is typically I interpret her as a higher vibrational feminine. What actually really caught my eye when I took her out was the way she's dressed. You might like to dress very, very nice. Really take care of your appearance. You might like more expensive brands. You might have a higher taste. Um, you also, with the Clover card, I'm going to say you have a lot of trust in the universe. You trust that the goddess will take care of you. You trust that the universe will take care of you. And that things will simply happen as they need to happen. You could also have a very strong maternal instinct. Or you could simply be very close with your sister. The two girls in this card are sisters. I feel like you bring a lot of serenity to relationships. Serenity is not a word I use very often. But yeah, I feel like you bring a lot of serenity to relationships. You are very calm, you are very grounded and clear-headed. Like I'm getting a very strong vibe of that. So that's if you resonate with that, then we're going to go ahead and get over to your person. Yeah, especially because this card said, if you are calling to the universe for some, if you are looking for something, call out to the universe, they will answer your call, kind of thing. So I kind of feel like that very much resonates with you. You are very much trusting that your person is out there. There just needs to be some timing, and you're just chill with that. Your person. The essence of your person is this card, key. Now, the meaning of that card is necessity. I'm thinking of how the key is formed, and so every single one of these cards, there's a story behind each one. The way this key is formed is through these animals that the protagonist, it's his friends. The protagonist is friends with a bunch of animals, and basically they form into a key in order to help him unlock a door. So your person could be someone where their social life is super important to them. They could very much have a chosen family, either rather than or as well as a biological family. Your person could also be kind of practical on the practical side, which is something you two would resonate with. That also with the anchor card, anchor is stability, anchor is grounded. I'm also getting that your person could be someone that they're stable and grounded, but maybe they're not in the best financial situation when you meet them, but they know that and they're working on it. Like they're trying to work themselves out of that, which could be why, like, on a surface level, they're your opposite. Because this lady here is the peasant. This is Cinderella before she meets the prince. This is Cinderella after she meets the prince. Okay. So you could be someone where, like, you work a very well-paying job, they work a job that is less paying. I just heard below their level, though. And then child here, especially because the child's outfit and the lady's outfit are incredibly similar. So I feel like this person is very, very in touch with their inner child. So this could be a very fun and playful person, even though they're also hardworking and practical. Um, yeah, this feels like just a nice, balanced person to be with. And that's potentially, like, as someone who really knows themselves and is, like, really okay with both their light and dark aspects, that could definitely be, like, part of why you're like, okay, I know the person's out there. Like, you could just be having a total Ariana Grande thank you next phase in your life right now where you're dating and you know the person's out there, but you also know that you're particular about what you want. You want someone who is playful yet practical. You want someone who is grounded and stable yet knows how to rely on other people as needed. Like, this is very much your match. They just might come in they might be a little bit more of a Raggedy Ann when you meet them. Um I feel okay. I feel like for some of you, you kind of like that. Like some of you are like, yeah, I'll be your mommy. If you identify as a woman, if you identify as a man, it could be I'll be your daddy. Yeah, you don't mind playing that role for the right person, for someone that you know isn't going to take advantage of it. So, let's go ahead and pull your next few cards just to see where you're going to meet your little Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Andy. All right, Spirit, where is pile 3 going to meet their person? Thank you. All right. Okay. I don't know why, but I immediately thought of a masquerade. Like, just I glanced at the photos. Photography might be a big deal wherever you meet this person. You might stutter when you meet your person. You might totally stutter when you meet this person. Or they might stutter when they meet you. So because I said photography, photography could be a focal point of the place or the event where you meet them. I also thought of a masquerade. Something like that. Which kind of goes with the Cinderella thing, actually. Like, totally goes with that Cinderella thing. Especially if you watch A Cinderella Story, the old that one with Hilary Duff. I almost said it was old. It might be old to you. Um, um, so the essence of the place where you meet this person, we have sun. So probably during the day or somewhere super bright, especially if there's going to be some photography. You definitely want good lighting. Okay. But then scythe here means danger and accidents. Um, this could be one of those like hella Hollywood things where like they drop a bunch of, I was gonna say papers, but fuck it, photos. They drop a bunch of photos, a bunch of, I can't remember the word for it. Negatives. They drop a bunch of negatives. And you swoop in and you help them pick everything up. Or maybe they drop their camera, or maybe like some kind of accident occurs when you meet this person. It's one of those just like super sappy, serendipitous things, and I feel like you kind of love that. And they kind of love that. And then with Fox, so Fox is trickery, but the Fox card is interesting because it doesn't have to mean deceit, like it doesn't have to mean malignant deceit. That's also not a word I usually use. One of you has an expensive vocabulary. Probably you. Um, so yeah, Fox is, I feel like one of you is just really wearing a mask when you meet each other. Like one of you is just like really not being yourself. You're being the person that you feel like you're expected to be when you meet. Excuse me, when you meet. Um, you might meet at an adult event with the whip here, possibly. I mean, don't do anything dangerous unless you really know what you're doing, but you could meet your person at that kind of event. God, these fairy tale cards just keep getting inappropriate. Like, it's just been like this all day. Um, it's not a fairy tale, it's a scary tale. Also, it could be, because the whip does mean anger, it could be that when the accident happens, you two clash at first. And like, I don't know, maybe like you run into each other and they drop something and they like maybe it was technically your fault, so they just kind of mouth off to you about the fact that they dropped something. And you are pretending to be offended, but you're actually intrigued that this person just tells you off. Like they don't even care about your nice clothes. They're just gonna tell you right off. Like, and you're like, hey, I need to tame that. Oh my God. Oh gosh. I hope this resonates with somebody. Oh, oh gods. Um, yeah, I feel like there's a little tension at first when you meet this person, like a little tension. You don't agree with each other at first. You don't see eye to eye at first. That could also be why they're like they both look like this. You don't see eye to eye at first. Maybe even a sense of competition with the scythe card. Um, because this card is basically a husband tells his wife that he can do her job better than she can, and she's like, okay, bet. And he completely fails at it and nearly kills the cow on accident. Um, And then two with the sun card. So this is opportunity. But in this card, like she transforms into like this grouchy hag at night. And she's just like mean to this poor guy, and he just shows her kindness anyway and kisses her. And she turns back into the princess. So yeah, I feel like you guys don't get off on the right foot right away. So you might know your person because you're at a place that is bright, or there's photography, or there's adult stuff, or there's masks. And, you know, the person that you accidentally make angry, but they're hot, so you don't care, well, that's probably your person. So, um, pile three, that is all I have for you. Your pile was beyond a joy to read. It brought me so much laughter. I hope it brought you some laughter. Um, and yeah, thank you for letting me read your cards. I do offer personal readings if that is something you are interested in. And other than that, be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye. Hi, Pile 4, and welcome to your reading. If you resonated with the Clear Quartz or the Dreaming card, it's at card number 11. It says, be aware of your dreams. I just got a really big burst of energy with this pile, even though I'm tired, I'm hungry, but I just got a big burst of energy. So you might be an energetic person, I'm not sure, but we're going to go ahead and read from this here book and see what it says. Goddess is manifesting her dreams. From a place of pure love, she imagines and envisions the wonder of the natural world and perfect pattern of the cycle of life. She comes to remind you that your visions, imaginings, and dreams are a part of that perfect pattern. They stir within you to help you find your way. They are goddess-sent messengers that will show you how to fit into the pattern. Become aware of symbols and archetypes that may manifest in your dreaming or waking world. They all have significance. They may come unbidden, perhaps fluttering moth-like into your sleeping form, or sometimes they will come in a flash when you are wide awake. They might even dance into an encounter with another person or creature, distracting you from your thoughts. However they come, be gentle with them. Like a shy guest, if they are paid too much direct attention, they will hide away, afraid to reveal themselves. They need soft and gentle eyes, a warm and accepting heart, and plenty of open silence to allow them the space and time to unfold in their own unique way. Listen to the story they may tell you. Let them guide you towards acceptance of yourself and all that you have to give. Once the gift of a dream has revealed itself fully, it can shine in your life, filling you with a sense of purpose. Treasure your goddess-gifted dreams, spend time with them, understanding their messages, and caring for them with your imagination. They will flourish and enrich your life. Affirmation: I allow the messages held in my dreams and visions to guide my understanding of who I am. All right. So, you might do a lot of dream work, or you might get a lot of messages in your dreams. You might dream of this person. But let's go ahead and shuffle and see what we get. This deck, I always like, if you're new here, this deck is not like the normal Rider-Waite Tarot. The cards have very different meanings, and also reversals aren't interpreted the same way. So if I pull something out reverse, like, don't get freaked out. So let's see what cards represent you, pile 4. That was way too many. Pile 4, what cards represent pile... Thank you. Okay, we have the anchor. What card represents pile 4, please? That is, again, way too much. What cards represent the collective of pile 4, please? Definitely the activity of the cards indicate that you are really an active person. Also, this card landed on my foot. So you could be someone who is on your feet a lot. Maybe you enjoy running or hiking. Okay. You could also identify with masculine energy, whether you are biologically masculine or not. You could very much identify with masculine energy. Okay. And then Spirit, pile four's person, please. Alrighty. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to say that you identify with masculine energy, and the kind of people you are attracted to identify with feminine energy. Right off the bat. So let's go ahead and just get into this reading. Your essence is definitely stability, especially with so the anchor is what's representing you, your essence. And especially with the gentleman here, he is in his prince image in this card. So you might be someone who enjoys being the breadwinner. You enjoy being the provider. With the coffin card, you're going to bring a lot of change to this person. Okay? You're going to bring a lot of change to this person's life. And a lot of victory. This is kind of a swooping in energy. I don't want to quite say that your person's going to be a damsel in distress, but that could very well be the case for some of you. This particular card has come out a lot. I want to say it's come out in 3 out of the 4 readings, including this one. So yeah, you very much may be swooping in for your person. You could, because you do have that, like, I like to provide kind of energy, you could be attracted to people who would like to be provided for, is the best way to put that. Which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with like wanting to be provided for. I think most people or most people who identify with feminine energy would rather be provided for. Not all of them, but I think most of them would rather. I personally would rather be a housewife. Just saying. But yeah. So that's you. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and stick around. Your person is being represented by the Fox card. What I'm actually going to say is your person might be a redhead. You might like redheads. Your person could also be a performer when you meet them. Because the Fox card is trickery, but it's not tricking to be deceitful. There's an entirely different card for that. This is a playful trickster kind of energy. So your person could also just have a really playful energy. They may like to joke around. Um, especially if you know you're kind of a daddy. Um, this person could be more of a brat. That's what we're gonna say. The things they're going to bring to you. With the birds card, I feel like your person likes to talk. They might be super, super social. Your person might just like to gossip and you kind of enjoy that. Um, I feel like your person has a super dualistic nature to them. I feel like on one hand, your person is very capable of getting down and dirty and doing hard work, but they clean up like no one's business. I'm getting Pretty Woman vibes off of this dynamic. Um, which she was a lady of the night in that movie, which I'm not saying that that's not hard work in its own way. I imagine that if that is something a person feels like they have to do to make money, I feel like that would be very emotionally difficult to actually do. But it depends on where you are. There are places where that kind of work is fine, where it's legal. And in places where that kind of work is legal, where sex work is legal, obviously there's a much higher chance that that person is in a safer environment. But in the US, it is not legal, and the people who do it, often the environment is not safe at all. I'm not saying your person's a sex worker. Jesus. Don't cancel me. Um, Good God, Mercury. Mercury retrograde is just really getting me to say things without thinking about it, like just going, saying what comes. Um, I don't think your person does that kind of work. I'm just saying I'm getting the overall vibe of Pretty Woman from this pile, and do not shame sex workers. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So, but yeah, so your person, like they do really hard work. They do work that they work really, really hard, but they clean up like goddess vibe. Okay. Now then, assuming any of you are still here after I went on that whole spiel, let's go ahead and see where you're going to meet your person. Oh my God. Might I also say that your person is highly feminine, like highly, highly feminine. Okay. Okay. So the place where you're going to meet your person, we have key, and then we have house. So the person could work where you live. Like if you are wealthy and you have a lot of people who work for you, you could fall for one of your workers. This person could just like work as like a nanny or a maid in general. Or this person could work with children. This person could be a teacher. Like maybe you're a single dad. I'm going to go with this being a masculine. So I'm going to use male pronouns and male descriptors. You could be a single parent dropping off your kids and you're hot for teacher or something like that. You could also meet this person at a house party through your friends. Like maybe you're at a social event and this person comes in and maybe like they're a friend of a friend of a friend kind of thing. Like they're farther out in your social circle, but they're in your social circle. You can have your moment where you just see them across the room and damn, they're fine. And someone at that party knows who that person is, kind of thing. I really get the vibe that you are going to go after this person. I'm just a really strong vibe. You are going to go after this person. You are going to initiate the contact. I just really, really get that vibe of like you see them across the room. Or like, in just this air of mystery, you don't really know who this person is. I'm getting that very strongly with this group. You might dream of this person for a minute before you meet them, and that's why they catch your eye because you're like, I've seen you in my dreams. No, this is not a Disney movie. Like, I don't know. Um, so of all, I mean, there was another reading that sounded quite a bit like a damn fairy tale. I did ask Spirit for fairy tale readings, and Spirit sure delivered, didn't they? Yours, I feel like sounds the most like a damn fairy tale. But yeah, that is what I have for you. Pile number 4. Thank you for coming to your reading. I hope I did not make any of you upset, or I feel like I just said some really weird things during this particular read. And I really hope I didn't make anyone upset. That was not my intention. I Doing tarot readings is weird, okay? Like you just get messages and things come to you and you're just trying to roll with it. Okay. But yeah, so thank you for coming to your reading. I enjoyed having your reading, doing your reading. And I do offer personal readings if that is something you are interested in. And that is it. Thank you. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye.